My Carolina. Her and her twin sister became famous as young teens in the hit sitcom Sister, Sister. Now, as an Emmy Award-winning actress and host, Tamera Mowry tells us about her newest partnership with Hallmark.
Then don't go hungry. We're cooking up the perfect fillet of salmon. Come with us to Bonefish Grill for a tasty lunch dish that you can recreate at home.
And this area is no stranger to wet weather, so let's be sure our family is staying safe and dry by taking a closer look at our roofs. We'll talk to the experts about the signs we could have bigger problems coming.
Since the 90s, as fans fell in love with her and her twin sister on hit shows like Sister, Sister and movies like Twitches. Now, as an Emmy Award-winning actress, host, and mom, we're catching up with Tamera Mowry and getting her take on motherhood, life, and career all through a pandemic. Tamera, welcome to My Carolina. How are you?
Hi, I'm hanging in there.
Tamera, I have to tell you that I've been a fan of yours since I was a little girl. Sister, Sister was my favorite show, and it almost feels like I grew up with you and Tia. So I got so excited about a possible reboot on the show, but now I'm hearing that it might not happen. What's going on?
I didn't hear that it's probably leaning on, where did you hear that it might not happen?
Oh, maybe I was reading the internet, I was reading people, and I was hearing that it might not. I mean, is that just gossip?
I don't know. I hope that it will happen. I guess that's where I am. I'm in the process of kind of like just manifesting that it could possibly happen, but meaning that it'll happen like tomorrow, no, because we're not, doing the proper steps to do so as we speak. Mm-hmm. But I always like to think of Sex in the City. I remember people wanted Sex in the City to be a reboot for years, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. And so I feel like that's kind of like what's happening with Sister, Sister. Yeah. But now Sex in the City has happened. So That's where my head is at. I'm just putting it out there.
Let's put it out there. We need a reboot. So we know a little bit about the career life. What about the home life? How has the home life been since the pandemic hit for you?
Well, I think we have had our ups, our downs. As you know, I'm a person that likes to be very real. Hence, I was on a talk show called The Real for about 7 years. And I think I can speak for everyone when I say it's just about, finding a balance of, the family life, work life, physical health, mental health. I feel like when you have those two in check and keep that kind of like as your base, you can get through anything. And I'm so grateful for telehealth services like Teladoc, because that is exactly what, not only I can use to help me with my physical and mental health, but my family as well. There's a variety of specialists that you can speak with 24/7. It's very convenient. That's been like my main thing. I just want to make sure everyone is happy, healthy. When you're healthy, you're happy.
No, absolutely. And to be able to have such ease at your fingertips, it makes things a whole lot better, especially during a tough time like this. Lastly, your career is going in a new direction, and you've just announced like a new partnership with Hallmark. Are we getting to see you in any upcoming Hallmark movies?
I'm really, really excited about my partnership with Hallmark, mainly because their, main goal right now is to bring diversity to the channel. And I am so grateful to have been given that opportunity. I feel like there's this responsibility as an actress and a producer. I've been given a multi-picture multi-film deal with them. I'm already working on my second Christmas film. Yeah, I'm so excited. So yes, I should be shooting that pretty soon. And then also I joined Home and Family to come on there and, just help them. I'm a new family member with do-it-yourself projects, with baking, with cooking. So it's all good right now, definitely career-wise.
That sounds amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing you in those movies. Your PR people are going to kill me because I've gone over my time limit with you. Thank you so much for chatting and updating us on your life and career. I wish you the best.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Roadblocks we can face when it comes to seeking out mental health care, and our friends at 180 Counseling are helping us to tackle them. Today we're excited to welcome Erica Smith. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So talk to me a little bit about minorities and mental health care. So what is that community? What are their feelings about mental health?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different opinions and belief systems related to mental health care and different minority populations. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of stigma around accessing mental health care and what it means to receive mental health care. And it depends on where you come from, how you were raised. But for some people, it means that you're weak if you access mental health care. For some people, there's a lot of fear around accessing mental health care and what that might mean for your family or your future, if something's documented or not documented, or how you might be labeled by a clinician who is also a stranger. And so there can be a lot of fear in accessing those services.
Yeah, so we're talking to a very broad population, but what would you tell someone to kind of overcome some of those obstacles, some of those fears that they're facing?
Yeah, so the big thing I would say, everyone needs someone to talk to, and mental health care is normal. It's part of the human experience. Just like we need to go to a doctor, we also need to check on our minds and our souls, and that's where having a therapist can be super helpful. And you have the right to look for the kind of therapist that you want, right? So if having a therapist who looks a certain way, share certain values with you is important, you can ask for that, you can search for that, and you can also ask questions of potential therapists to sort of assess cultural competency, assess their experience in working with someone from your population, assess how they might work with someone who has your experiences. And those are completely valid questions that a lot of people don't know they have the right to ask someone.
They absolutely have the right to ask. And you have a really big team at 180 Counseling. So tell me some about those members of your team who could really be helpful to these groups.
Yeah, so we have a wide demographic at 180 Counseling, which is beautiful. I am African American. We have a lot of other African American therapists, both male and female. We have Hispanic. We have a lot of different ages and backgrounds and faith systems. And that's one of the beautiful things is, you get to ask questions. And beyond that, I'm not an expert in everything, so I prioritize education. I know a lot of my colleagues also prioritize education. So when we don't know something, one, we make that clear, but we also are open to learning and receiving education on how to be the best therapist for our clients.
Yes, and as you mentioned, that comfort level is just so important. So being able to really pick someone who you can feel comfortable with, trust, relate to a little bit, can really help with that experience. Thank you again so much for being here and offering up this helpful advice. If someone wants to reach out to your team at 180 Counseling for a little bit of help, where can they go for all that information?
You can go to 180counseling.com. It's a great way to access us and see what kind of therapist might be a good fit for you.
Perfect. Thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having me.